Good morning. This is Dwight Mitchell from Imagine Digital Design Consultants. We are a web design company based down in Southampton. We specialize in search engine optimization more than just doing the web design, because to be honest, there are hundreds and hundreds and thousands of web design agencies out there. There's a lot of web design agencies based here in Southampton and in the UK and around the world. So why I'm doing this live stream today is because for years, Google has been telling us that our websites need to be optimized for voice. Our websites need to be properly optimized for search, be relevant to the search results. And a lot of people have kind of ignored that. They kind of just thought, well, it's not really necessary. My website works in the best way that it does, and it looks pretty and it looks nice and it's well designed and it looks amazing. However, there is something that is coming at sometime next year, and it's from Google. Google is going to be launching. It's been announced on the Google development platform. It's called Google Generative Search. And the way that search is presented when you're looking for a product or a service today is going to change completely in the way that we look for it in the future, and the way that it's presented to Google or in search results. Our websites need to be, and they should be at this stage, optimized for search, for voice search. In other words, so that I can go onto Google, or I can go onto my phone, or I can go onto a laptop and look for a product or service just by speaking. So Google, I want to find a new pair of glasses, and Google will show me the relevant sites that have the glasses that I'm looking for, and that produce the products that I'm wanting. This is how Google's going to be searching. So I'm not going to talk much. I want to play a video which explains this a little bit better than I can, and I think it'll be more informative and probably be received better from a third party. So if you have a listen here, and I'll pause as we go along. Okay.
In search engine technology. It handles billions of queries every day and provides us with relevant results in a fraction of a second. However, Google isn't content with just being the best. With the increasing popularity of AI chatbots, people have started seeking answers from them instead of using Google. In order to benefit from this trend, Google decided to incorporate AI into its search engine. Even though Google has been using AI for years to improve its search algorithms, now they are taking it to the next level with generative AI, which basically is a type of AI that can create new content or data from scratch based on existing data or inputs. So Google is using generative AI to enhance its search experience and provide us with more interactive, engaging, and creative results. And they call this Search Generative Experience, or SGE for short. As you may have seen, Google announced SGE at its annual developer conference, Google I/O, in May 2023. It was one of the highlights of the event and generated a lot of hype among AI and tech enthusiasts and experts. Google said that SGE is the result of years of research and development in generative AI, and that it will revolutionize the way we use search. So what is SGE exactly, and how does it work? Well, SGE is a collection of AI-driven features that aim to make search more conversational, contextual, and creative.
And I'm going to stop there. I'm going to just go back to that so we can just see that again and understand this is what I've been saying.
Development in generative AI, and that it will revolutionize the way we use search. So what is SGE exactly, and how does it work? Well, SGE is a collection of AI-driven features that aim to make search more conversational, contextual, and creative every day, and provides us with...
So there we go. That was what Google has been telling us for years that we need to be doing. Our websites, that's how the websites need to be optimized. And for the last number of years, Google's been saying that's what your websites, they need to be conversational, they need to be contextual. In other words, relevant to the search result. So this is how having a beautiful website, having a well-designed website is important. I'll give you that, because from a human perspective, humans like to see what's beautiful, and they're amazed by what's beautiful. But what the importance is, and Google's been trying to drive this home over the years, is that your code behind needs to be spot on. Your code behind needs to be properly search engine optimized. then that is what Google has been driving at, and this is why Google has been driving at it. So if your if your website is underperforming, you're not getting the proper um, queries through that your website, you're not getting the proper traffic, and your website you're having to pay huge amounts of money to Google to do pay-per-click. This is why, because the code behind isn't working in the way that it should, and it's the way that Google has been telling us for years to optimize our website, and a lot of people ignore it because they don't think it's really relevant. However, in the next year, next 12 months, within the next 12 months, it's going to become so very, very, very relevant. So anyway, as we can carry on listening.
Relevant results in a fraction of a second. However, Google isn't content with just being the best. With the increasing popularity of AI chatbots, people have started seeking answers from them instead of using Google. In order to benefit from this trend, Google decided to incorporate AI into its search engine. Even though Google has been using AI for years to improve its search algorithms, now they are taking it to the next level with generative AI, which basically is a type of AI that can create new content or data from scratch based on existing data or inputs. So Google is using generative AI to enhance its search experience and provide us with more interactive, engaging, and creative results. And they call this Search Generative Experience, or SGE for short. As you may have seen, Google announced SGE at its annual developer conference, Google I/O, in May 2023. It was one of the highlights of the event and generated a lot of hype among AI and tech enthusiasts and experts. Google said that SGE is the result of years of research and development in generative AI, and that it will revolutionize the way we use search. So what is SGE exactly, and how does it work? Well, SGE is a collection of AI-driven features that aim to make search more conversational, contextual, and creative. One of the main features of SGE is that it makes search more conversational. This means that you can use natural language to chat with Google and get answers to your queries. You don't have to type keywords or phrases anymore. For example,
and on that point, your website needs to be optimized to be voice search optimized. In other words, exactly what he's saying there, so that people can look for your products and services just by talking into Google rather than typing out. Is your website voice search optimized? Let's have a look. Contact us if you need to. Drop me a line. If your website's not, test it out by going into Google's labs and having a play around, because at the end of this video they will show you how you can go in and test the different labs and the generative AI which Google is producing at the moment, and they are still running it in labs. So have a look. I'll carry on playing.
If you want to find out how to make pizza at home, you can just say, "Hey Google, how do I make pizza?" And Google will respond with a summary of the steps and ingredients from a relevant website. You can then ask follow-up questions like, "What kind of cheese should I use?" or "How long should I bake it?" etc. This conversational feature makes search more intuitive and natural. You don't have to think about how to phrase your query or what keywords to use. You can just ask whatever comes to your mind. Another feature of SGE is that it makes search more contextual, which means that Google can understand the context of your query and provide you with more.
In other words, is your website relevant to the search query? So is the text on your website, is it relevant to the search query? Will your website, if somebody's looking for a product or service, is Google going to be able to display it because it can find that your website is optimized in such a way that it is relevant to the user search query?
Relevant and personalized results based on your location, preferences, history, and other factors. For example,
sorry, I'll stop there again, because that is also a key thing a lot of people have ignored, is Google's schemas. Putting those that data, the schema data into the back end of your website, so that people can see your location, so that when people are looking for a product or service in your location or near me, so they put a printer near me, the Google's structured schema helps you to find that. And that is what he was just mentioning there now. So I'll carry on.
If you ask, "What's the weather like today?" Google will show you the weather forecast for your current location based on your device's GPS data. If you ask, "Where can I buy flowers?" Google will show you nearby florists based on your location and availability. If you ask, "What should I watch tonight?" Google.
And how does Google do that? With the structured data schema, a properly optimized schema for your type of business. That is how Google knows where those businesses are, by the code behind. It's not just by the prettiness or the address on the website. It's the code behind.
Will show you recommendations based on your watch history and interests. So basically, you don't have to specify details or parameters anymore. And then the most exciting feature of SGE is that it makes search more creative. This means that Google can use generative AI to create new content or data for you based on your query or input. Like, if you ask, "Show me some cool sneakers," Google will show you images of sneakers that don't exist yet, but are generated by AI based on your style preferences and current trends. If you ask, "Write me a poem about love," Google will write a poem for you using AI based on your mood and tone preferences, so you don't have to settle for existing content or data anymore. Now, you're probably wondering how you can access it right now. Well, there are two ways to do that: through Search Labs or through.
Listen up here. This is where you can access and test your website, test the search results. Take a note of this. Write these things down.
Through Performance Max. Search Labs is a new program where you can try out new features before they're available to everyone. You can join by signing in to google.com/labs and find experiments like chat mode or image generation. And you can enable or disable experiments and use them by adding a hashtag to your search query. Search Labs is invite only for now, but they should expand it soon. And the second way, Performance Max, which is a campaign type in Google Ads for advertisers. It helps them reach customers across Google's platforms using AI. Advertisers create a campaign, provide information and assets, and use SGE to generate custom assets. Performance Max optimizes ads and shows them to relevant customers. All right, now, this space is getting really competitive, with lots of players involved.
Okay, I'm gonna stop that video at that point, and it just because all he's going to talk about is the different people now that get involved or trying to get involved in competing against Google. There's a company called Vector. There's Microsoft is trying very hard. Bing is trying very hard to be a competitor to try and give Google that a run for their money. There's a lot of money that Google is investing in these. There's a lot of money that investors are pouring into Google. Now, people wouldn't be pouring money into this if it wasn't lucrative and it wasn't necessary. So my point again, and I'm going to keep saying this, I'll bang on this. This is why we specialize in search engine optimization, to give you, the website owner, the business owner, the best return of investment for your money. Because you're paying anywhere from 500 to 10,000 pounds for a website. If that website is just there, and it's going to become less obvious and less visual as this generative search kicks in the next 12 months, and your website is just going to fall further and further and become less, you're going to get no return of investment. So to be able to make your website in the next 12 months give you back the money that you've spent for it, because with any business, you only invest in something if you can get something back from it. A lot of businesses out there, web designers, and there's brilliant web designers. I mean, I've spoken to many, their design ability is brilliant, and it's absolutely amazing. A lot of them can design a lot better than I can. I'm not focusing on the design. I'm focusing on the search engine optimization, giving you, the customer, a better return, a better chance to get a better return of investment for your website as you can. Because if you've got a website and it's not performing on Google at the moment, it really won't perform anywhere on Google search when Google launches the generative search, unless it is properly optimized. So I would encourage you, if you want to know more, I will do a free, completely free, no obligation, no strings attached audit of your website. to see where it is with the code behind. Because remember something, we as humans, we are visual, so we see and we like the pretty and the shiny and the beautiful. Search engines are blind. All they can see is the code behind. So if you want us to do a audit of your website, to have a look at your website, I'll do it completely free. I won't charge you a penny. Completely free to you. A complete site audit of where your website currently is and how we can help you with um, applying Google's EEAT. What is EEAT? How many people know that? It's experience, expertise, authority, and trust. That is what, even when Google launches this new uh, AI generative search, that is going to be the key that gets you served every time somebody's looking for a query related to the products and services that you provide. That is going to help your website perform. Is if your website can prove to the search engines it has experience, expertise, authority, and is trustworthy. Anyway, that is Dwight Mitchell. If you like this video, then I would encourage you to share the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, um, and drop us a note. Drop us a note. Keep sharing. Keep spreading the word, because it is going to be next year. It is going to be so important. Thank you very much for listening, and I bid you a very good day. And I hope that this week is a very good week. And as we come into the end of another year, I hope that this year has been a good one for you, and that 2024 will be as good. Have a good day. Cheers. Bye.